And we're back. Thanks for checking out the channel. We've got some good news and bad news. Bad news is that the old Midway Airlines went belly up through a series of mismanagement steps and allegations of embezzlement. The good news is we found some more unwitting investors who are willing to donate money to start the company up again. So we are starting with $70,000. We starting at level 1 again, so we're gonna have to go through all the early mission flights, which is fine. Our first and only flight we have so far is from Milwaukee to Rockford. That's the level 1 mission. And we can see it here to Rockford. This will give us enough experience points to get to level 2. So let's go back to the OnAir here. And the first thing we need to do is to rent a plane. I'm at Milwaukee or Chicago Executive. I'm going to end up, I'm going to rent this TBM 930. It's really about the only thing available for rent here, which is fine. We got the money. So we click on details. And once it loads, the plane is in fairly good condition. The rent is $19,900. Well, it's $1,990 per flight hour to rent it. The bond, which is 10 times the hourly rate, rental rate, which you get back after you finish renting it, once you stop renting it. We're going to go ahead and rent it. They have this new thing, or fairly new, where when you rent a plane, you have the option to reconfigure the seating, which is helpful. First class passengers, for instance, will only fly in first class. Passengers will fly in a better class, but not a worse class. But for right now, I think for the early missions and flights, this will be all right. So we'll leave it at 7 economy. As you adjust, the first class seats take up more space. So for instance, if you wanted to put a first class seat in, you'd have to actually give up 2 economy seats to do it. You do gain a little bit of cargo space. There's a little bit of extra room left over. But for right now, we're going to leave it at 7 economy seats. That gives us the most capacity. So we're going to go ahead and rent it. And we're all set now. So now we just need to set up the flight to start the flight here. Click on the airplane icon. This is our load here, 292 pounds, going from Chicago Executive to Rockford. We've got plenty of fuel already. I'm not going to get any more right now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and load the passengers or the cargo. We're not taking any fuel. Click on validate fuel and payload, which actually really means load fuel and payload. We can go ahead and type in our destination, which was Rockford. And once this is all done, we can go ahead and fly. And so our flight's all ready to go. These are all green. We can go ahead and start tracking now. All right, we're all set. So back over to Flight Simulator. I'm at Palwaukee, Chicago executive, in a parking spot here. We're going to take off. The winds are 210 at 6. So I'm going to go ahead and take off from runway 16. There is a runway 24 here, but I'd rather take off from 16. That's, I think, normal. Normal flow is 16 out of Chicago executive. So let's go to our checklist. And I'm going to go ahead and do the before start checklist. I'm going to assume that the pre-flight is what the stage or what the aircraft is at right at this point. So briefing, ATIS, we have charts, we have crash lever is up. I get the right screen. There we go. Crash lever up. Source battery or gen. No, battery or GPU. Go ahead and do battery. Generator to main. Lights, alarms tested. I'm not going to bother with that. Landing gear lights tested. Fuel on board is fine. Residual ITT less than 150. It is. Voltage. CAS. Lights set. We'll go ahead and turn on the strobe.
TOS system test. Okay.
And we are ready to start. Ignition goes to auto, which it is. Auxiliary boost pump on.
Oral warning. Okay.
CAS message. Auxiliary boost pump on. Make sure that that's on. Propeller area clear. Clear. Starter on for 2 seconds. Okay. Throttle goes to low idle.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Requesting pushback.
No, we're not requesting
November
pushback.
2680 Mike pushback request accepted.
Oral warning. Okay.
And away you go. Alright. Drives me nuts. Where were we at now? Throttle, low idle, ITT, NG and oil check. NG greater than 52%. It is at 67. After start, throttle, low flight idle. Okay, there we go. NG greater than 70. Oil pressure, temp check, auxiliary boost pump goes to auto. Fuel selector goes to auto. Fuel selector switch button, press check. AP trims goes to on. On. Generator on. Generator on. Generator main. Okay. Where are we at? Generator main. CAS check. AC is required. Transponder code then on. Don't worry about that. Lights, nav on at night. It's not night, but I'm going to turn it on anyway. Instruments set. Let's set the altimeter. And we're going to go ahead and set the heading to 160, which is roughly the runway heading. Of course, we just do this once we're on the runway, but I'll probably forget. Altitude, we go ahead and set that to, we'll fly at 7,500. Sounds reasonable. This isn't a very long, it's only about 40 miles. Something like that. Alright, altitude set for top. Visual speed set to 1,200 feet per minute. Or vertical speed. Flight level change. Set climb. CDI, nav. Heading set for runway. OBS set for first leg. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and... There we go. I'm just going to basically go direct to... we're going to do the runway 19, is it? Yeah, I think so. Runway 19 RNAV into Rockford. So I'm going to fly direct to Waggett and then follow the approach in. So we're going to go ahead and do this, or attempt to do this over here. So origin KPWK. That's not right. How about PWK? How about that? PWK. And entree. Destination will be Rockford. KRFD. Alright, see if we can do this. Probably not, but procedure, approach. RNAV 19er. Excellent. Transition. Waggett. Load. Okay, so we got that in. We're all set with that. Perfect. Let's go ahead and turn on. Well, I think the temperature's warm enough. We don't really need to worry about anti-ice. So we're all set to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and go right now. Check the flight controls. And away we go. So we're going to taxi to runway 16. This TBM really wants to go. I'm going to watch the speed on it. Clear left, clear right. So this should be a fairly quick flight. Once we finish this, it gives us enough experience points to go to level 2. We'll see what we have at that point. My plan with this company... whoa, it's a bump in the taxiway here. My plan with this company is to build it up, get probably a bunch of AI pilots, build it up to where we're doing obviously longer flights with more passengers and cargo. That's where you get the big money. And we'll see what we can do there. And we're coming up to the runway 16 here. Go ahead and stop here. Go back to our checklist. Reference speeds. Rotation. Good point. We should have the flaps on. Flaps takeoff setting here. Rotation speed is about 90 knots. Best rate of climb is 124. I think everything is set here. Parking brake, takeoff. Clearance, landing lights on. Transponder, I'm not going to worry about that. Torque to 100%, rotate at 90 knots, gear up at 115. Basically gearing flaps up at 115. And that should be it. Clear left, only low clouds today. Clear right. At 7,500 we should be above the clouds, although we'll see. Alright, what do we have going on here?
Executive ground, Dair November 2680 Mike with uniform request taxi to the active departing straight out.
Dover November 2680 Mike taxi to and hold short of runway 16 via taxiway Foxtrot.
Okay.
Contact tower on 119.9 when
I
ready.
believe that's where it's supposed to be. Auto or max,
Taxiing
yeah.
hold short runway 16 using taxiway Foxtrot Dair 80 Mike.
PTO, let's turn on, yeah, PTO here would be helpful. Bleed off, that's fine. I guess that's how it's supposed to be. That's what it says. Alright. It's on auto, so let us take off here. I just basically need to make a right turn after takeoff. Power up.
Airborne time log.
15 flaps up, gear up.
Mike, you were not cleared to take off.
Oh, who cares? Let's make our right-hand turn now.
Chicago approach Dair November 2680 Mike is type Dair TBM 91 miles south of Palwaughee 900 feet. Request flight following. Dair November 2680 Mike Chicago approach. Squawk 6762.
Generic 4 Juliet Pata, please expedite your climb 7,000 feet.
Squawk 6762 Dair 80 Mike.
Dair 80 Mike radar contact 2 miles south of Palwaughee 2,400 feet. Altimeter 29.52.
Roger Dair 80 Mike. Chicago approach Dair November 2680 Mike. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Dair November 2680 Mike Chicago approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared
Alright,
through Bravo
we're
airspace Dair 80
a little
Mike.
faster, but that's alright. Go ahead and turn on the it's the nav and flight level change. Turn on the autopilot.
Generic 4 Juliet Pata, please expedite your climb 7,000 feet.
FMC. Alright, so we got the autopilot going. This should be at about 124. It's not a huge difference. 36. Unfortunately, I can't see this one. It's zoomed down a little bit. Alright, close enough. So we can do the after takeoff. Lights is required. Departure, torque at 100. Inertial separator as required. Speed 124. Everything looks okay.
Generic 4 Juliet, on the climb, and maintain 10,000 feet.
6,000, approaching 7,000 feet. Once we do it, I'll let the speed.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Generic 4 Juliet, Papa.
Outside, very cloudy. Okay, it's 7,400. Speed's increasing. Let that get up to probably 23 or something, 230, something like that, 240 knots. Let's zoom this out a little bit. So for the approach, let's say we're going to go direct to Waggett, and we want to be at Waggett between at or above 2,500 and at or below 6,000. So we're going to aim probably for about 3,000 at Waggett. We get 25, so we do 2,500, let's do that. So 7,500 to 2,500 is 5,000 times 3. So about 15 miles before Waggett, we'll start our descent to 2,500. We're going to hold our speed at about, we'll let it go. We'll hold it at about 230 knots. So we'll bring the throttle back a little bit.
Generic 4 Juliet, Papa contact Chicago Center on 127.6. Good day. For generic 4 Juliet Papa. Envoy 4128, contact Chicago Center on 127.6.
A little bit of a bumpy ride here, going through these clouds.
Korean Air 288, please expedite your flight
Checking for any icing. Like I say, the air temperature outside is enough. Higher enough, not to worry about it. I think, oh, there we go. Outside air temperature -6. Probably should have some anti-ice on. Especially going through these clouds. Okay, so we are still about 40 miles away. see Rockford Airport coming into view here, the top of the display here. Got a 36 knot quartering headwind. At least all the snow is gone. Spring is definitely in the air here. Temperatures are starting to get nicer around the Chicago area. It's supposed to be in the low 70s beginning of next week.
Rockford approach day or November 2680 Mike 7,500 feet.
Delaware November 2680 Mike, Rockford approach altimeter 29.47, continue as planned.
Sort of a nice view of the cockpit. It's only mildly disturbing that there's no pilot sitting there. Alright, I think we'll go ahead and begin our descent now. 500. Settings for 1200. Throttle back. So, as we can see, we want to be at Waggett, I guess 2500. Cagra at or above 2500. We'll begin the descent then, the approach. And then once we have a visual on the runway, we'll just do a visual approach. Thousand to go. I'll bring the speed back to about 180 right now. Still got some time here. We're about 11.5 miles from Cagra still. Which is the final approach fix. A little choppy here. That is, I'm not sure what road that is. I was going to say it's I think it's 39, but I'm not sure. Might actually be 90. So once we reach Cagra, we should begin the descent. Still got a little ways here. 8.5 miles. Probably could have delayed my descent by a good 20 miles. I believe I see the airport, but I've said that before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what we're looking at here. This is what Rockford Airport looks like, 2 runways.
Delta Rate 0 light contact Rockford approach on 126.0. Good day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I see the runway
126.0 day or 80 Mike. Rockford approach day or November 2680 Mike 2,500 feet.
Dollar November 2680 Mike Rockford approach altimeter 29.49er. Continue as planned.
So 2049er, you can adjust that. And if you don't know, with Flight Simulator, you can just press B, the letter B, on the keyboard will set the altimeter to whatever the appropriate value is. Of course, you can do it manually. Yeah, that's definitely runway 19er. So we are on course. Got quite a wind here, 24 knot quartering headwind off our right here, so this should be interesting. And now you'll see you can see the diamond here starting to appear. Are we at Calgary yet? I think so. Yeah. So anyway, I'll turn off the autopilot. Speed back here. Go ahead and drop the gear. Notch of flaps in. I'd have to look. I think V approach is like 85, something like that. Alright, here, last notch of flaps in. Ooh, a little bubble there. Gear down, flaps set. Speed is about right. way down to Echo, make a right into the hangar there. I'll let it coast here a little bit. So that's Delta. Keep going here down to Echo. Just go straight in and park anywhere. Maybe we'll go over here to the right. Good, we'll stop there, parking brake on. And then all we need to do is shut off the engines, and we're good to go here.
Engine off time logged. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
And then we can see over here. We're at level 2 now. That's what that sound was. So over here shows you any bonuses you got. So we got a slight deduction because our lights were on and engine shut down, which I always forget to turn the lights off. Our reputation went up 0.14%. We got a comfort bonus, a safety bonus we did not get because of the lights, aircraft handling 5%, and so on and so forth. So click OK here. And now we are all set. We're at Rockford. Let's see what new jobs we have. And so now we've got oh, that's good. All right, so we've got a bunch of flights from various airports going into Chicago Executive, and we have one at Milwaukee. I didn't mean to click that. Go back here and see this flight. Milwaukee going into, I'm sorry, Rockford going to Chicago Executive. And a Kankakee, a Kenosha, Southwest Michigan, and Griffith, Maryville. So they're all in various parts. Now, all of these, there's no icons. You get a little person icon. It actually looks more like a pawn, but which means that you have to fly it. Not all of these flights can be flown by AI pilots. So I might think about doing that. We have the money. I might think about hiring a pilot and a plane, having them run, or him, probably just one pilot to start off with, run all these mission flights, and then I can run flights that I want to fly. That's sort of how I like to do it. So also we can go over to the skills tree. We've got 3 points now to distribute. So I think we'll put one in hiring. That way we can hire pilots. FBOs. I do want to get into FBOs too. Do I want to do that now though? I don't know. Passenger license. We'll get jobs with passengers. These tend to pay more, or they can pay more. So between bank loans and FBOs. Without this, you can't take out any bank loans, which can certainly be helpful. We've got a fair amount of money right now, but do we need a bank loan, or do we want to go the FBO route? I think for right now, we're going to go ahead and get bank loans for now. And then next round, we'll go ahead and get the FBOs, and then we'll work on that. FBOs can be pretty fun to do. They can also help you because any FBO that you fly into, for instance, the fuel, then you buy fuel at wholesale to sell, and then if any of your planes that fly in there will be getting the fuel basically at wholesale, which can save quite a bit of money. You can also create workshops. All these planes need to have regular maintenance. So not only can you maintain your planes, but you can actually other planes, other players' planes, other players' AI planes that fly in there that need service. You can sell service to them. You maintain their planes. They pay you to do it. You also get with FBOs enhanced queries, which allow you to get finer control over the jobs that are offered to you. So it's FBOs. We'll see all that once we get into it, but they're quite useful. But like I said, we'll get into that next round. So once you've selected all these, make sure you click Save. So now we're all set for the next run. Like I say, we've got a Rockford to Chicago Executive. I'll probably run that myself since I'm already here. And then we'll see, I might hire another pilot, probably have them run these. And then once these are done, we'll be at level 3, then we can work on FBOs and so on and so forth. But anyway, for right now, that will be it. Make sure to check out the website, pseudopilot.online, which gives live, up-to-date information. You can see it shows our cash right now, the jobs we have, employees, which is just me at the moment. You can see the cash transaction, the payment for the cargo we just delivered, rental fees, so on and so forth. And so thanks for tuning in. And if you liked it, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.